Hello, sixth grade. Today is Tuesday, the November, not December, 17th. And today in class we reviewed our vocabulary words from yesterday. Trying to get my computer screen to go back there. First word I think was sterile. And you remember that we want places like doctor's offices to be sterilized. Maybe if I open it from this side, it'll open. There we go. And an artery is a blood vessel that carries blood away from the heart, full of oxygen to your body. Your abdomen is your midsection that has all of your digestive organs in it. Efficacy is it is something's ability to do what you expect it to do. So you might want to test your cake baking efficacy by not just baking one cake and saying, oh, I'm the best cake baker ever, but by doing it multiple times to help prove that you can repeat that process and you get the same outcome every time. Replicate is just to make an exact copy. Gavin was kind of funny today, and he said that he would like to replicate himself but add on some modifications. And I said, well, that's not really a replication that way, so you can't modify something that you replicate. A replicate is an exact copy. Integrated, we talked again about how lunch yesterday was integrated. It was, I have nobody else in here. Lunch yesterday was a corn dog, so it was integrated cornbread and hot dog. Amateur is somebody who enjoys doing something, but they don't get paid to do it. Maybe not good enough yet at something to get paid to do it. Hunter gave the example that he would like to be a diesel mechanic, and I know that he already works on those things, so he's an amateur now, and he may get paid sometimes, but he's not getting paid like a full-time job. Prosthetic or prosthesis is a body part that has been replaced by an artificial one, so it's your artificial body part. And liable was that little doggy with the toilet paper. Are you liable for the dog's mistake because you forgot to lock him in his kennel? Another word for liable is like blamable. Could it possibly be your fault? So today in class, we went over these. Your assignment looks like this. For Tuesday, you need to waggle 10 minutes tonight, read 15 minutes. As you're reading, you may be choosing to read your leveled reader that is due on the 30th, and then make sure you study your spelling. Could be on Spelling City. Your word sort was due today. Those of you who didn't turn it in yet, it should be turned in soon, so you don't lose out on a chance to get points for it. No other homework other than I need to tell you you can earn extra credit on Waggle. So this week we have 5 days of school. 5 times 10 is 50 Waggle minutes are expected. I assign them every day. I expect you to work on them every day. I passed out treats today for the students who did their Waggle minutes last night and ACES tickets because you are showing you're being responsible and showing that you are excelling in your learning when you do your homework every night. I believe Miss Abby also has one of those coming to her because she was one of the ones. So good job, Miss Abby, as well as everybody else who got their treats and tickets today. And I think that covers most of what we did so far. So the next thing was, yes, this. I told you yesterday that we're going to try to do something that you're going to need in college and in high school and maybe even in junior high. And that was to read something with the purpose of being able to take notes on it later. So in class today, we read pages 197 to 203, and you can do this in your hard copy of your book, or you can do this on the computer. I started out by reading them this little it's like a little introductory story to get people started on 3D printing, imagination, and technology. So I'll just go ahead and read this for you too. In a sterile operating room in a hospital at Sichuan University in China, a rhesus monkey lay on a table. Around the animal, surgeons prepared for one of the most exciting operations of their lives. With studied precision, the surgeons replaced a 2-centimeter segment of a damaged artery in the monkey's abdomen with a new blood vessel. The procedure was then repeated on a total of 30 monkeys. 1 month later, the monkeys were not only healthy, they were thriving. So this author wanted to open with the idea that 3D printing is not just to make little plastic toys, but that we can actually use them for, I guess, not just monkeys, but maybe even human life-saving technology. So this little story opens us up to the first section here. So we previewed the text for the next couple of pages, and I told students that what I want you to do is read all about life-saving technology on this page and try to highlight 2 things that you think are the most important. So, I don't know, I'm just pretending to highlight here. And we did find that the computer was struggling, there we go, to highlight every page. So don't get disgruntled if it's not highlighting for you. You can do it in your hard copy. The goal is just to train your brain to try to think of what are the 1, 2, 3 most important things on that page. You're going to do that again for the Eureka moment. You may only kind of have 1 or 2 things highlighted here. The 3D printing industry. So this has become an industry where people are making lots of money. So highlight maybe 1 or 2 things on this page. And then these are your last 2 pages, how 3D printing works. And so when you get done reading this and this, you should be able to tell me the basic steps to how the 3D printer works. And that's where you stop. You're done after this page. And then what we did in class, after everybody read and did their highlighting, I gave them about 20 minutes to do that, maybe 15. Then they shared with me the important points that they thought on each page, and voila, they actually hit all of my main points, or nearly all of them. So we started taking notes on 3D printing, and let's see, Mrs. Harry's class got just a couple lines more than the other group. So I will show you my notes, but what I'd like you to do first is pause me and go do the assignment, and then check out my notes and compare them to your, or don't compare them necessarily because you haven't written any, but you can see if they go along with what you had highlighted for the first page, page and a half. That's about all we got notes on today. So please push pause and turn me back on after you get done reading and highlighting. Okay, so you probably pushed pause and now you're back. Check out your notes. And I'm going to make this bigger so you can read them. And just click pause so that, here we go. Click pause so that you can see this. The important part is we titled our notes. We dated them. We wrote down the page numbers that they're coming from. And then we started out with the example up here. And then our first heading, we just started with Roman numeral 1. If I skip a line, you should skip a line. If I indent, you should indent. All right, have a good day.